The thing is, I've been single ever since I was born. I'm 25 years old and I've never had a boyfriend before. Hey guys, it's Jamie Grace and welcome to my channel. A couple of years ago, I did a YouTube video called Boys, 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 answering the question, why are you single, Jamie Grace? Because I was tired of people texting it to me and commenting it on every video and asking me every 5 minutes, why are you single? So I was like, let me just make a video about it and just tell everybody and get it over with. And then when I made that video, it got a lot of views. People started saying that they were using it in their Bible studies and using it in their church services to like encourage young girls. So then I was like, okay, cool. Well, this is helping. Maybe I need to keep on talking about it. Then I wrote a book called Boys, 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 and that is available to go buy now. But I did make that video when I was like 19 or 20, maybe 21, and now I'm 25 and I still get a million comments and text messages and phone calls. Why are you still single? How are you not dating anyone right now? Are you crazy? The thing is, I've been single ever since I was born. I'm 25 years old and I've never had a boyfriend before, but it confuses people because I speak very openly about being very marriage-minded and very intentional and how I want to be married and I want to adopt all of the children out of foster care and I want to adopt internationally as well and have a bunch of kids and have this awesome marriage and family, be a wife and use crock pots and like just be with my husband all the time and just hanging out with my kids and just have this cute little family life where I'm this homeschool mama playing concerts on the weekends. I talk about this all the time and I think people are just kind of like, okay, well then if you want to be married, then why are you sitting in your house by yourself every day? I didn't realize until the last couple of months that a lot of people, including some of my friends, and they'll know that I'm calling them out because they literally text me about this like every few weeks. A lot of people truly do think that because I want to be married that I do not date. How am I supposed to meet somebody then? Y'all think I'm just hanging out of my house staring at the wall? Y'all don't know nothing. It cracks me up because all the time people will be like, well then how do you expect to meet people? I do meet people. I just have not met someone that I want to spend all my time with yet. Before I dig into all of my opinions and all whatever, I will 100% say that I do believe that there is an incredible plan that has been set up for all of our lives and we won't always know all of the answers. Well, that's actually the end of the sentence. We won't always know all of the answers. The one who is the creator of the universe has a plan that I don't have all the answers to. So that's the first and foremost reason. And sometimes it's hard to trust in that plan because I don't love the idea of not knowing when or if I will get married, but I trust that there is a plan greater than my own. And that's just it. Another reason with this whole singlehood thing, and I say this in my book, is that just because I'm over here thinking I'm ready to be a wife doesn't mean that my husband is ready to be a husband. So like if he's not ready to be a king, why would I be chasing him to be his queen? Song plug. And vice versa. I know for a fact that I am like, when I look back and see who I was a year ago, I'm like, oh, I'm glad that I didn't put no man through that. So I'm sure I will look back a year from today and be like, yeah, baby, you wasn't ready. And that doesn't mean that when you get married that you're perfect. It doesn't mean that by any stretch of the imagination, but it does mean that you do hopefully grow as a human being as the years go on, and maybe you might think you're ready for something right now, or you might want to be ready for something right now and you just simply aren't ready. And I am okay with admitting that. I'm far from perfect. I'm honestly kind of a hot mess sometimes, and I'm glad that I am able to use this time to work on myself and to work on becoming the best version of Jamie Grace Harper that I can possibly be. And I'll still continue to grow after marriage, but I don't believe in a 50-50 marriage. I don't think it's, oh, well, I'm half a human and he's half a human. He's gonna complete me. I wanna be the best version of myself that I can be for marriage. And then when we get married, you know, everything gonna fall apart and I'm gonna learn all kinds of stuff about myself all over again. Everything's not gonna fall apart. Please don't leave comments and be like, oh my gosh, marriage is amazing, everything's not gonna fall apart. Another reason why I think, why I know, y'all hear my accent just hit real good. Another reason why I know that I'm single right now, I am picky to like the core, and I am okay with being picky. First and foremost, I was raised by an incredible mom and dad. They've been married ever since they were 22 years old, and I was raised by them. So was my older sister, Morgan, and their marriage is beautiful. It's not perfect, but it's beautiful. And I've seen the way that my father treats my mother, and I know for a fact that the man that I marry, whether he is gonna be 25 or 30 or 35 or 90. I know that it's likely he will not be the man that my father is at 51 years old. But I'm hoping that he will be the kind of man that can try. I was raised seeing this incredible example of a marriage, and I'm picky because I want to marry an exceptional man. He will be imperfect, he will be flawed, and he will hopefully be open to continuing to grow as a human being, but he will be good. And I'm okay with waiting for a man who is really good. That's not to say that every guy I ever met was not good. If you watching this and we went on a date like 3 years ago, I don't have time for you to be getting offended saying, Jamie Gray said I wasn't good. Why are you watching this anyway? Sorry. It's interesting because I feel like my pickiness is being like cranked up because right now I live with my family. I live with my parents as well as my sister who has been married for seven or 8 years. We all relocated together, really dedicated and focused on our mom's health right now, which to see my dad like lead his family all the way from Georgia, super far East Coast, all the way to California to seek better healthcare for his wife, like to see that kind of husband act as a husband, whatever it is, like y'all have to understand how picky that makes me. And to see my sister's husband like be okay with like making that sacrifice and really committing to his wife and his wife's family so that he can serve his wife and serve his wife's mother in that way. Like I'm surrounded by some solid marriages, y'all. And I think when you surround yourself by people, surround yourself with people, by people who will challenge your perspective and your thought process in a good and healthy way, I think that it's really hard to just be like, he cute, I'm gonna go on a date. Like, y'all, the people in my life, the couples in my life, it makes it hard for me to just like settle for anything. I'm also realizing that I'm making this video that is kind of on a mature topic, and my Go-Gurt rapper is in the background. So maybe that's why I'm single, because I love to eat Go-Gurt, usually while I'm wearing a Pikachu onesie. Another contributor to my pickiness, I mentioned this very early in the video, is being marriage-minded. I am not a casual dater. I, will hang out with a guy friend, we'll go to coffee or something and chat about life and keep up with each other. I don't think that that's creepy at 25 years old. I don't think that that's weird or wrong. But I'm not one to like go on dates just as a casualty, just because someone's attractive, or just for fun, just the casualty of going out on a date. And I understand that a lot of people will disagree with me on that, and that's okay, because YouTube has an option where you can stop watching this and go make your own video. You don't have to comment this one. I'm just not a casual dater. I believe in intention, and I don't think that that means that your first date has to be the person that you marry. But I do think that it would be healthy if we as a culture and as a generation, if we all knew what we wanted and pursued what we wanted and were intentional about what we wanted, instead of being so anxious and so desperate to not be alone that we would spend an excessive amount of time with people that don't want what we want, trying to make that person want what we want while they're trying to make us want what they want. And at the end of the day, we're spending time with people and these two people don't even want the same things, but you don't want to be alone. So you force it and you push it and you try to make it happen, and you end up heartbroken and alone. So you're alone in the first place. So why would you want to be heartbroken and alone when you could be like me, alone and eating Go-Gurt in your studio? Boom. What? I do think people grow, and sometimes, you might not think that you are intentional. You might not want to be marriage-minded, but maybe you kind of decide later on, like, oh, actually, maybe this casual thing isn't for me. So I'm not saying that you need to, like, if someone asks you on a date, you should say, oh, well, give me a long list of all of your convictions and let me see if they line up. Like, that's probably creepy and probably gonna scare someone off. But I personally think it's healthy, if you're going to enter into a dating relationship with someone, that you need to have very similar convictions when it comes to your convictions about dating and intentions and what you see for the future. Because if you enter into a dating relationship with someone and you don't agree on dating, like, I feel like that's kind of dumb. And another contributor to my singlehood that I think is just, it is what it is. I do not club I don't go to the club. I'm not interested in sweat. I don't party. I don't drink. I don't do a lot of the things that a lot of 25-year-olds either do or are very comfortable with and condone. I know for a fact that I'm not going to have the same convictions as every person in my life, every friend that I have. But I plan on having the same convictions as my husband. And so that's not something I'm budging on, and I'm okay with that. So is it possible to be marriage-minded? Yes. And is it possible that that will keep you single for a little bit, because it might not be the most popular thing to walk around and say how intentional you are? Yes. And is it possible that people will in turn think that that means that you've never been on a date and that you don't go on dates? Yes. I think a lot of the reason why people think I don't go on dates is because I don't post about it. I don't tweet about dates. I don't post selfies with guys on my Snapchat. You have to earn that. You don't get to just be on a date with me and be on my Instagram. And it's not because I'm Jamie Grace. I hope that goes for all girls out there. If he's like, oh, tag me in that photo of me. No, you're not claiming me. I ain't claiming you. It's just, life is crazy, and it doesn't always work out exactly how we thought it was. I thought I was going to get married between the ages of 19 and 21. I didn't have the guy picked out, but I was just hoping that that's what happened. My sister planned on being single for a long time, and she ended up getting married at 19, and here I am 25, and I've just never had a boyfriend. But our stories have been written so beautifully, and everything has worked out so beautifully, and really that's the moral of the story. So yeah, I'm super single, and yeah, I'm super marriage minded, and yeah, that means that I go on dates sometimes, and I just haven't met anyone yet that I really felt strongly about it being a thing. And that's okay, because the season of singleness, singlehood, whatever you call it, that I'm in right here, right now is where I'm supposed to be, and I wouldn't change it for anything. Being single gives me the opportunity to devote so much time to my YouTube channel and to my music career and to all of those things. And I'm not saying that if I were married, I wouldn't be able to devote this kind of time, but I'm not gonna sit around and act like that it's not a blessing that I'm able to do this, and that it's not a privilege that I'm able to just literally be gone for weeks or months at a time. And yes, I miss my family, but I'm gonna be real with y'all. When a husband comes into this crazy little life, if he does not jump on that tour bus with me, I won't be touring like I am right now. I probably won't be making as many YouTube videos. I'll definitely try, because it's my job and I love it, and I'm gonna share my crazy life with you guys, but there is definitely an amount of my life that I'm able to commit to this that is attributed to being by myself all the time. Same thing with my friends. I'm able to hop on a plane and go visit my friends randomly. I have so many friends that when they were pregnant and about to have their kid, I was able to go stay with them a little bit before the baby came or a little bit after the baby came. And again, not saying that those things are not possible when you're in a relationship, but the time that I have, and even just financially, and just the freedom and the ability to do those things are a part of me being single and by myself all the time, and having all of my sky miles to myself. But when I cook, I ain't gotta share. Singlehood's great, guys. It's really great. There are beautiful things about every season in life, every single season. And that is something that I've known my whole life, and that I continue to learn, and I continue to understand and process and all of those things. So yeah. At the end of the day, I don't need a prince to party like a princess, and I hope that message is something that encourages you too. So to answer all of the incredibly awkward questions that I get on a daily basis, am I a marriage-minded person? Yes, I am. Do I go on dates? Yes, I do. Do I go on dates all the time? No, I'm still pretty picky and pretty intentional about it, and I'm not just gonna go on a date just because. Another question, if someone leaves a comment and says, can you go on a date with me? I'm not really sure if I can. I will have to talk to my dad, and he will have to vet you and make sure you're not a creepy person. Celebrate the season of life that you are in right now, whether you're single or dating or engaged or married. You don't know how long the season will last. Maybe you do, I don't know. But celebrate it where you are right now. God can do some amazing things in your life and in your heart, and you can share his love with people right now, right here, right now, where you are in the season. So don't be so anxious and so frustrated with what's going to come and when it's going to get here. Celebrate where you are right here, right now. And with that, yes, it is okay to have your heart set on what could happen and what could come. So pray for that, work toward that. But at the end of the day, beginning of the day, Celebrate right here, right now. It is the absolute best thing that you could possibly do. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. You can leave a comment below if there's anything else that you'd love for me to talk about, any questions you have or something like that. I'd love to answer your questions and kind of dig deep on one of these random Monday videos. Click on the screen to see an episode of The Jamie Gray Show Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time. And click on the screen to subscribe to this channel if you like more craziness like this. Don't forget to download my new single, The Happy Song. I hope you guys like it. I hope it makes you feel happy. Okay, bye.